Happy hump day. Welcome. I'm your host, Captain Boring. This is the 10-Minute Sports Report. Today is hump day, Wednesday, May 24th, 2023. So welcome. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you wouldn't mind. Or don't. I am not your dad. We have some basketball, some baseball, some hockey, all to cover. I'm going to follow up on a story I reported on yesterday, both on Instagram and here in the 10-Minute Sports Report. So make sure you are following us on Instagram at 4th and 1 Podcast. I do post stuff on there, trying to post more and more every day. So the more you follow, the more I post. So go check it out. But today, 10-Minute Sports Report for Wednesday, May 23rd. Last night, the Celtics staved off elimination against the Miami Heat with a 116-99 win. It was a much-needed, much-anticipated win by Boston after losing the first three games. They had to have it or they were out. Jason Tatum led all scores with 33 points, 11 rebounds. Jaylen Brown did add 17 points on 7 of 16 shooting. However, his three-point shot was not there, only doing 1 of 5. Jimmy Butler did have 29 for the Miami Heat. However, he didn't get much help anywhere else. The Boston Celtics shot 51% from the floor, 40% from three, and the Miami Heat only shot 25% of three. A lot of their success during this playoff run has been at the three-point line. They were the worst shooting three-point team entering the playoffs. All of a sudden got hot. That's what the three-point will do because you're getting 3, while most of the time the other team's getting 2. So, do the math. You're going to win that 9 out of 10 times. Because the Nuggets swept the Lakers, there's not a game tonight. The next game will be on Thursday. It will be Game 5 between the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. This will be back in Boston for TD Gardens. There's a high possibility that this series goes 6. And possibly 7. If Boston wins Game 5, it really feels like Game 6 is a must-win for the Miami Heat because you don't want to play Game 7 back in Boston. The Philadelphia 76ers found that out the hard way. From the hardwood to the hard ice, the Vegas Golden Knights blanked the Dallas Stars 4-0 to take a commanding 3-0 lead. So both of these series, I believe, both of these series, much like the NBA conference finals, have one of the teams has the other on the verge of a sweep. So the Vegas Golden Knights beat the Dallas Stars 4-0. They got 3 goals in the first period and 1 in the second, and the Stars just could not do anything offensively. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the guys who scored these goals' names because they are more than 12 characters long. And if they're more than 7, I'm out. I got nothing for you. I'm not even going to try. You know what? I'll try for kicks and giggles because I'm only at 4 minutes here. So the first goal was by, I can't even click on his name, by Jay Marchessault. I feel like that's pretty close. The next goal was by Barbashev. Yeah, that's wrong. The third goal was by Carrier, W. Carrier. I feel like I nailed that one. And then the fourth goal is by Tragliano. Trangliano? Dude, I'm not very good at these, as you know. I thought I would give you some humor, though, early in the morning here. Matthew Tkachuk, though, will be playing tonight for the Florida Panthers as he and his teammates, who I'm sure is a whole bunch of people I cannot say the name of, try to put away the Carolina Hurricane. Here's the deal, hockey. If you want me to pronounce your name right, have easier saying names. That's just it. The Panthers will try to close out the Hurricanes as they lead that series 3-0. Anyway, also staying in hockey, Stars captain Jamie Benn, 2 N's, has been suspended 2 games in the playoffs or the regular season, depending on if they get eliminated, for cross-checking Vegas Golden Knights forward Mark Stones. Nailed both of those names. He was ejected from the game in the first period of Game 3, and then he has been suspended for 2 games. So he will be suspended for Game 4 and Game 5, or at least Game 4 and then the first game of the regular season next year. A quick check on the Pirates. So they beat the Rangers 6-4. Then they lost to the Rangers 6-1. They played a doubleheader, and then they lost to the Rangers in the second game of the doubleheader 3-2. So they're on a 2-game losing streak. Milwaukee has didn't play, but because Pittsburgh lost both games, they now trail Milwaukee by 2 games and sit just 1 game above 500. The story I reported on yesterday with Kevin Warren and him not totally closing the deal, the TV deal of the Big Ten between CBS, Fox, NBC, has a new twist. I told you, at least on Instagram I told you, so go check out that post I posted, that Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan were going to have to play night games. Ohio State and Penn State said, fine, okay. Michigan said, not a chance, we're not doing this. Michigan State is also kind of part of that deal. So Michigan State, its final regular season game, which will be Friday, November 24th, so Black Friday, best day in college football, best games in college football, is being moved to Friday at 7:30. That's November 24th. It's going to be like 7 degrees outside in central northern Michigan. I don't actually know where East Lansing is. It doesn't really matter because who wants to go to East Lansing when Ann Arbor's much closer? So they moved that game to Ford Field because of how cold I'm sure it's going to be. I'm sure that's part of it. So they're going to move it there. Spartans will play there for the first time since 2010 when they had to play Florida Atlantic. And they were actually the away team because Florida Atlantic's new stadium wasn't built at that time yet. Before then, they had not played in Detroit since 1944. Also, just to put a bow on that story, I said that each team are going to have to pay $60 million back to both Fox for them losing the Big Ten championship game, and then $25 million per team for COVID. That's not true. It's $65 million total, so it's a little over $5 million per team, which still is a decent chunk of change, but not as much as I originally thought it was. So $40 million of that 65 that the teams will split is because Warren delivered the NBC title game in 2026 to NBC without authority to do so. So that game alone for NBC to host cost Big Ten teams $40 million. They will split that however many teams there are, 12, 14, however many. And then they have to pay $25 million for revenue lost during the 2020 COVID season. So I just want to wrap that up. It's not $60 million per team. It's $65 million split 14 ways. Yes, it's 7 per conference, 14 ways. It's nearly $5 million per school. So I just wanted to retract my statement. I still stand by my statement that hockey players need easier names. Get easier names, I'll pronounce them better because I have no problem pronouncing regular people's name. Just get regular names. That'll do it for today's rendition of the 10-Minute Sports Report. I'll see you tomorrow on Thursday for the back half of the week. I'll get you caught up on hockey, anything else that happened in the world of sports. Until then, be kind to one another, wash your hands, you filthy animals, and peace out.